Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Clemens. I'm from Guangzhou Sourcing, and today I am at a window factory here in Foshan in South China. And I thought I'd take out my camera and give you some insights in how an aluminum window factory looks like in China, what they do, what they offer. So come with me and we take a look. So at first I'm going to show you a little bit the showroom of this factory, just so you get some insights in what they can do, what types of windows, what styles, to get a general understanding of the product range. And then we go to the factory and we take a look at the different production steps, because I think that's also highly interesting. Okay, let's go. I wanted to start the showroom tour here at this table, where basically the factory has displayed a lot of different types of profiles. This is all aluminum profiles. So we have very simple ones that are really thin and cost efficient if we want. You can see it's holding a single glazing. And then there is other profiles that have something we call thermal break. Thermal break basically enables the profile not to pass on too much thermal energy. So if it's cold outside and you're heating inside, you don't want the heat transfer to happening all the time. So I can show you a couple of thermal break options. Like this one is a good example. These elements here, the black ones, these are the thermal break that lets the heat not to transfer as easily. And then this window factory has also a couple of really cool options. So I'm gonna show you two of my favorite ones. This is a really cool profile because it's a window profile that has solid wood on the inside and aluminum on the outside, which is quite premium. It's also probably the most expensive window profile that this manufacturer here offers. But the cool stuff about it is that you can have from the inside this nice interior look and feel of solid wood, but on the outside you have these just really robust characteristics of aluminum, so the elements won't harm the aluminum as much as they would harm wood. So I think this is a really cool high-end options, maybe for some villa projects or some hotel projects where interior design is really the objective. Alternatively, you could always opt also for an aluminum profile that has a timber wood look finish. This is here, for example. It does look quite real. Or this is actually UPVC, so it's actually not aluminum, but still also like a very interesting option. So you have like a timber finish on it, and then on the outside you have again actually a small layer of aluminum that is again a little bit more, just more robust. And the second option I wanted to show you is a bulletproof window. So this is actually a window profile and window glass that is bulletproof. It has a lot of different things on the profile, like reinforced thickness, so that it can actually capture a bullet and stop it from flying through. So let's take a look at it. So this would be the perfect application for a bank or somebody who has a little bit more higher security needs. So this is also a quite cool feature. So there's a shutter inside of the window, and I can basically open and close it by this side, and then basically make it up or down on this side. Yeah, it's quite cool because I guess like nobody can really get to it. It's not breaking as easily. This is a window with a mosquito screen. So this is a quite common feature, especially for North America. This is also a window with a mosquito screen, this time on the inside. There's also a difference between American and European style windows. So what I learned is that in the US, windows are typically opened to the outside, while in Europe, windows are typically open to the inside. So this one is a good example. You would open it to the outside, right? So you have the mosquito screen on the inside, and you leave it closed when the window is open, while this window is a little bit different. You would actually open the window to the inside, and it's also a tilt and turn. That's what is typical in Europe, so you can actually tilt it as well and then open it normally, but to the inside instead of the outside. Okay, there's so much to see that I need to check myself what we do next. So I think first of all we can showcase a little bit the color options that the manufacturer is doing. Normally manufacturers have a standard range of colors, so it's not like that you can on a window order completely customize whatever color you want. However, if your order is big enough, there's always the option to discuss it with the factory. It's another cool option. So this is a sunscreen. So if you're living in an area where you have a lot of sun, you might want to have yeah, an option to block out a little bit more sun during the daytime. So this is an integrated, full automated sunscreen system. And a very bold color, red, not bad. Let's look next at hardware options. So essentially any window manufacturer in China can offer whatever hardware you're preferring. So a lot of window manufacturers work with local brands, but they also often work with imported brands or brands from overseas. So we have, for example, Hoppe, which is a very well-known German hardware manufacturer for window and door hardware. And a lot of projects which we do internationally, we also will use Hoppe hardware just because it's still a little bit better, and they're also having factory facilities in China, so often the hardware, while it's designed in Germany and the brand is from Germany, it's still being manufactured in China. So it's not like a huge price difference, but the quality difference is still there. But yeah, I would say there's also other nice brands that are definitely doing a good job. Next up, I'm just picking up whatever I'm finding on the way in the showroom. Next up, here's a pivot door. So this is kind of like a big aluminum framed glass pivot door, right? The door is not hinged at the frame here, but instead it's basically pivoted on the floor and the top. Quite nice. I mean, it's definitely not as convenient as a sliding door, but definitely very impressive. Next up, this manufacturer is even doing curtain wall systems. So curtain wall systems are basically systems that are on the facade, a glass facade if you want, on a building. They're not so much used in residential applications or projects, but rather on commercial projects, hotel projects, office building projects where we have like a bigger area of glass facade. And what we need there is basically a stronger framework of aluminum, and then we have the glass sitting in between. The difference between these two options is basically that this one is on the outside to be frameless, or it looks like not having a frame, so you have like the glass panels in front, while this one has a visible frame, but the curtain wall framework behind it is the same. Okay, I'm not sure if we can capture this well now on camera, but what we see here on the right side and left side, so basically the white one here are sunrooms, so basically installations at the side of a house very often that are there to capture a lot of light during the day. This is also something the manufacturer can do. So they have different profiles or systems for sunroofs, and then obviously the doors and sides to close it. This one is a folding application. It's actually quite nice. So once it's closed, it doesn't look too much like a door really. So I do like this a lot. You can see you can even move it around. So when I'm closing it now, I basically need to put this one here and then take the last segment and also close that one here. Yeah, so it actually appears like a fully glazed sidewall, which is pretty nice, but it still functions as a door. So I can go here to my door hardware and actually open it if it's not locked. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this is basically a small mock-up of a sunroom roof. If you look a little bit closer, you can actually see we have a big drainage pipe, big drain gutter here at the side. And here's the drainage pipe to funnel the water downwards. And then these elements are holding the glass. So yeah, it's a quite nice and robust installation. Once the water is falling onto the roof, it goes into the gutter and then down the drainage pipe. And this is the wooden aluminum window that I introduced in the beginning. And this is really my absolute favorite window because of like this solid wood look and feel, and you can really feel like this is definitely a more premium window option. You can see here they also use the Hoppe hardware that I mentioned, and if I open it, you can see here on the outside is the aluminum that I mentioned. And here in this case, it even comes with a mosquito mesh. All right, next let's go to the workshop and let's take a look how windows are made, what are the different steps in manufacturing a window. This is also super interesting to see. Out of the showroom, and we are in the middle of the factory. So we go at first to the material warehouse to check out a little bit, where is the material and where does the journey starts. So this behind me and all over there, which you might not see very well, all of this is the material warehouse. So all the aluminum profiles and other components that are used for making windows are being stored here, and that's basically where the journey for every window starts. So once an order is placed, we will basically create shop drawings to show the size of each windows, and then the workers will take the window profiles and go and cut them to the right size. All right, so this is the place where all the cutting is happening. So the workers take the profiles, and with this machine they do the cutting. So they make sure that the angle is right, that the size is right, and after that they also need to pre-drill a lot of holes for the installation. So this is happening here. The guys are not so busy right now, but I've seen it earlier, so it's highly interesting, and this is basically how it looks then. So here we have now profiles that are cut to the right size. You can see it's cut on an angle, so it can be assembled to the profile later. Also pre-drilled already, so holes are here wherever you will need to install later a screw for the installation process. Okay, next on, all these pieces that are now cut to the right size and that have the holes to be assembled, they will be assembled here on the assembly line. So let's take a look how that actually happens. So they take the different profiles, put them together, make sure that all the pieces are fitting. They need sometimes to install some additional hardware or accessories, and then they basically screw the entire frame together. So you can see here the frame has been already now put together, screws are being inserted to hold it together, and now in the next step what they need to do is add all the other accessories. So here, for example, you can see the sealant that is being applied to the frame. So this needs to be installed everywhere on the frame, and then they also need to apply silicone sealant to seal off the window so that it's really nicely sealed and can be installed on site. And it's very interesting or important to know that you can actually ship windows in two different ways. So you can either say you're shipping a window fully assembled, so you have the aluminum frame and then the glass already installed, completely finished, maybe even the hardware installed, or you can ship windows in a way that you ship the frame separated with the glass, which is a little bit more common. It's not as easy to break on the way or during installation, and yeah, I think that's a more common way, and that's what we basically see now here behind me. This is actually an order that we did. We did this for a South African project. It's a hotel in South Africa called the Amanda Hotel that we're working on right now, and here you can see like all these frames are for the hotel project, and they are now ready to be shipped. We inspected them, made sure that the sizes are good, and yeah, the glass is not installed here, so the glass will be inserted on site. So what we see here behind me is just another assembly unit. So this guy here is also putting a window frame together. That's the same what we just saw on the assembly line a little bit earlier on. And what you see here now is basically a trial assembly. This means especially for doors, but also for windows that are not fixed windows. So casement windows, tilt and turn windows, they actually set up the window sash inside of the fixed frame to test out if all the measurements are working, if the sash fits perfectly into the frame. They just test it out once before packaging to make sure that everything is correct and there's no issues later on. And that's basically happening here. If everything is good, the window frame or the fully assembled windows can be packed, and normally this is happening here. That's in the background what you're seeing. So they take frame pieces and they nicely wrap them, so there's no scratches happening during the transit. and they are well prepared for shipping. Maybe also interesting, we can take a look here. So this is a project where they pre-assemble the glass. So you can see that they actually do the entire assembly of the glass within the aluminum frames here, so that the window is fully finished and you just need to basically install it on the wall on project site. Alright, so this was everything from me today. I hope you liked the tours through the showroom and through the factory, just to gather some more insights on how windows are being made. I can say from my experience, windows, aluminum windows made in South China are super premium quality, super nice quality. I did not really have any big quality issues so far in my sourcing journey here in China. So I would definitely say this is something I can recommend to any project in the world. We do a lot of windows for Canada, for North America, for Australia, but also in the Caribbean. In Europe a little bit less, I have the feeling, but yeah, if you are interested in sourcing windows in China, feel free to reach out. We'll be definitely interested in assisting you with whatever needs to happen to make your project come to life. Thanks a lot and see you soon. Bye bye.